Ready?
Ready.
Here we go. First one. The league favourites, Man City, bottled their chance to beat a patched-up Liverpool team yesterday. Bottled.
I don't think a point at Anfield is ever a bottle job. I don't think that's ever.
Come on, it is.
No.
With that patched-up team.
Regardless,
Bradley,
it's Klopp's
Gomez,
team. There's no such thing as a patched-up team with Klopp's team. It's Klopp. It's Pep Guardiola versus Jurgen Klopp. It's Pep Guardiola versus Anfield. Yes, Manchester City have far better players. There's no two ways about that. But it's always a good point at Anfield, particularly in current circumstances. You've also got to remember, Manchester City can't get a win there. So for them, the scale that they operate, a point is a very good point. They usually get battered there by Liverpool.
Yeah. I'm in my head, I'm thinking, if the fixtures were reversed, I mean, Liverpool's record at Etihad's awful as well. We haven't won there. But I can't see how Liverpool don't beat them at the Etihad if City had, the same issues. Yeah.
No. If City had the amount of players out that Liverpool have, it would be very different because they're very different kind of managers.
Agreed.
That like Jurgen Klopp has the ability to create such a harmonious, united team, united squad, that it's almost irrelevant who's playing. Of course, I concede that Trent Alexander-Arnold is a better overall footballer than Conor Bradley, but the way that nothing really changes when everything changes. Plus ça change, plus ça la même chose, or whatever. See that? You get a bit of French out of me.
It kind of.
you know what they say though. Like Jurgen Klopp, it's whilst he is the manager, everything stays the same.
Everything, yeah, you're right.
So no, it's a good point. It's a good point for City. It's certainly not a bottle job.
This one, I think I know where you're going with this one, but I'm going to ask it anyway, just in case you don't like the big man that much. Virgil van Dijk is a better defender than Erling Haaland is a striker.
Yeah, of course.
I
think Virgil van Dijk is certainly a more complete defender than Erling Haaland is a complete striker. Erling Haaland has a remarkable talent of sticking a ball in the onion bag. Right? He can do that. He can do that really well. He can do that arguably as good as anyone who's ever played in the Premier League. And he can do that at a rate which is incomparable to anyone that has played in the Premier League. But he's not a better footballer than almost any of the strikers. He's very ungainly. He's not particularly good on the ball. He's not particularly good in the air. He's not a particularly good footballer. He has no real footballing ability, but he excels at the most valuable commodity. Like the football currency, football's purest currency is goals.
And heave.
And that he's a billionaire.
Yeah. So Van Dijk.
But he's not a good footballer.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think Van Dijk's a better defender. I think he's fantastic. All right, Aaron Ramsdale, this is a good one, has played his final game in an Arsenal shirt.
You're not kidding. You are not kidding. He might have played his final game for a team that will ever compete for Europe. I have no idea where Aaron Ramsdale will go. I find him a fascinating
drop off in 12 months.
I know, it's amazing.
Wow.
It's amazing. Because also, if you think back to how good he has
doesn't
been.
make the England squad then, does he?
Ramsdale doesn't get anywhere near the England squad. He can't.
I think he probably does, though, isn't he?
No, you can't pick him.
In terms of who's available, what, Sam Johnston?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Look, I don't rate Pope
at all. Take two goalkeepers?
I don't rate Pope at all. But you do not pick Aaron Ramsdale. Aaron Ramsdale, in our interview with Ian Wright, told us everything that we need to know about who he is.
Yeah.
Ian Wright, an incredibly generous man. Yeah, an incredibly generous man, an incredibly loving man. I've never seen Ian Wright's eyes more bemused than during that interview. And you could see that Wright was trying to do Ramsdale a favour.
Agreed.
He didn't know where to go with it. And we saw it. We saw it in display. He told us he can't concentrate. Suddenly Wissa slide tackles him and the ball's in the back of the net.
That's so bad.
Then he had the audacity to celebrate the win as if it was his win. He's unstable. You cannot pick Aaron Ramsdale. And I don't really know. He certainly doesn't play for Arsenal again. But trying to predict his next club, I don't know. I really don't.
He'll get a Premier League.
Yeah, Forest, somewhere like that.
Probably. Didn't work out for Dean Henderson so far, has it?
Yeah.
All right, Kai Havertz has been a good signing.
Yeah, he's been a good signing.
He
has. It's very difficult. It's very difficult to argue. Has he been the £70 million signing? Hang on, we can explore how good. He's playing very well for Arsenal. Should Arsenal have put all their eggs in the Havertz basket?
No.
Should Havertz have cost 70 million quid?
No.
Could Arsenal have signed somebody better for that 70 million? Are there better midfielders that can deputise as strikers or whatever around? Probably. But if you remove the noise, the geezer scored 4 goals in a row. He scored 2 last-minute winners off the top of my head against Brentford. A big reason as to why Arsenal are top of the league is Kai Havertz. And as painful as it is for me to admit this, if Arsenal do win the league, Havertz will be a big reason as to why.
It's crazy, isn't it? All right, final one. West Ham should sack David Moyes if they get knocked out of the Europa League.
They sack him whether they win it. Sacked up, why are they with such a regressive manager when they're trying to be such a progressive club?
Yeah, but a club needs to know what they are. And I think
exactly. So the traditions of West Ham, it's all about the West Ham.
What from Bobby Moore days? What traditions? I mean, let's go back 30 years for traditions.
I agree.
Do you agree with that?
I don't buy into it, right?
No,
but if you meet a West Ham fan, right? So basically, if you get a black cab in London and you start talking about football, the geezer driving a cab will tell you it's a West Ham way, mate. We won a World Cup. Like, and they genuinely believe all that. Yeah. And I think that those traditions are very important. I like it. I like to hear it. My dad's a cab driver. I like hearing those. I've got a lot of West Ham fans that I know both in my family and friendship circle. I like all that stuff, but it really does matter to them. So the fact that they have a manager who throws up some of the most turgid football in the league, when their whole thing, their whole identity is the West Ham way, the beautiful way that we play the game, we created Joe Cole, mate, all that stuff. The manager isn't in keeping with the traditions, and the traditions are so much more important than the manager that they have.
All right, there you go. Rory, sack him. 7th place.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.